I am one with large sums of money. Money just flows to me.
You better believe.
I am one with large sums of money. Money just flows to me.
You better believe.
I am one with large sums of money. Money just flows to me.
You better believe.
I am one with large sums of money. Money just flows to me.
Make it hot, sister fire. Make it hot, sister fire. Make it hot, sister fire. Oh. Make you holler for $1, but you can't be my baby father. No, you can't get nada unless you work a little harder. Play the game a little smarter. You know it's mind over matter. Pocketbook getting fatter. Universe got plenty. Like gimme, gimme, gimme. Let me see you shake it, shimmy. Bring the money, come down. No life jacket, I'm drowning. Currency is energy. If you got $1, let me see. Make it rain, make it rain. Make the money, make it rain.
I am one with large sums of money. Money just flows to me. I am one with large sums of money. Money just flows to me. I am one with large sums of money. Money just flows to me. I am one with large sums of money. Money just flows to me.
Oh, bank account looking thinner. Call yourself a breadwinner. Get your stat game poppin'. Hear the jewel that I'm dropping. No red light stopping you. You know to be a money maker, you gotta be a risk taker. Be a mover and a shaker. You gotta be an earthquaker. Can't be afraid of the money. You gotta get that, sonny. It ain't a damn thing funny. Multiply like a bunny. Like sweet like honey. Cause you won with the money. Cause you won with the money. Cause you won with the money.
I am one with large sums of money. Money just flows to me. I am one with large sums of money. Money just flows to me. I am one with large sums of money. Money just flows to me. I am one with large sums of money. Money just flows to me. You gotta believe,
Okay,
that you can talk to your money.
what's up, money?
You gotta believe
Okay,
that you can call it on down.
come here now.
You gotta believe that you can talk to your money.
What's good, money?
I said you gotta believe
Okay,
that you're one
with your money.
one
With your money.
one
With your money. With your money. With your money.
I am one with large sums of money. Money just flows to me. I am one with large sums of money. Money just flows to me. I am one with large sums of money. Money just flows to me.
You better believe.
I am one with large sums of money. Money just flows to me.
You better believe.
I am one with large sums of money. Money just flows to me.
You better believe.
I am one with large sums of money. Money just flows to me.
Ration.
Tap.
Gonna have enough.
Make it hot, sister fire. Make it hot, sister fire. Make it hot, sister fire. Oh. Make you holler for $1, but you can't be my baby father. No, you can't get nada unless you work a little harder. Play the game a little smarter. You know it's mind over matter. Pocketbook getting fatter. Universe got plenty. Like gimme, gimme, gimme. Let me see you shake it, shimmy. Bring the money, come down. No life jacket, I'm drowning. Currency is energy. If you got $1, let me see. Make it rain, make it rain. Make the money, make it rain.
I am one with large sums of money. Money just flows to me. I am one with large sums of money. Money just flows to me. I am one with large sums of money. Money just flows to me. I am one with large sums of money. Money just flows to me.
Oh, bank account looking thinner. Call yourself a breadwinner. Get your stat game poppin'. Hear the jewel that I'm dropping. No red light stopping you. You know to be a money maker, you gotta be a risk taker. Be a mover and a shaker. You gotta be an earthquaker. Can be afraid of the money. You gotta get that, sonny. It ain't a damn thing funny. Multiply like a bunny. Life sweet like honey. Cause you won with the money. Cause you won with the money. Cause you won with the money.
I am one with large sums of money. Money just flows to me. I am one with large sums of money. Money just flows to me. I am one with large sums of money. Money just flows to me. I am one with large sums of money. Money just flows to me. You gotta believe,
Okay,
that you can talk to your money.
what's up, money?
You gotta believe
Okay,
that you can call it on down.
come here now.
You gotta believe that you can talk to your money.
What's good, money?
I said you gotta believe
Okay,
that you're one
with your money.
one
With your money.
one
With your money. With your money. With your money.
I am one with large sums of money. Money just flows to me. I am one with large sums of money. Money just flows to me. I am one with large sums of money. Money just flows to me. You better believe. I am one with large sums of money. Money just flows to me. You better believe. I am one with large sums of money. Money just flows to me. You better believe. I am one with large sums of money. Money just flows to me.
Make it hot, sister fire. Make it hot, sister fire. Make it hot, sister fire. Make you holler for $1, but you can't be my baby father. No, you can't get nada unless you work a little harder. Play the game a little smarter. You know it's mind over matter. Pocketbook getting fatter. Universe got plenty. Like gimme, gimme, gimme. Let me see you shake it, shimmy. Bring the money, come down. No life jacket, I'm drowning. Currency is energy. If you got $1, let me see. Make it rain, make it rain. Make the money, make it rain.
I am one with large sums of money. Money just flows to me. I am one with large sums of money. Money just flows to me. I am one with large sums of money. Money just flows to me. I am one with large sums of money. Money just flows to me.
Oh, bank account looking thinner. Call yourself a breadwinner. Get your stat game poppin'. Hear the jewel that I'm dropping. No red light stopping you. You know to be a money maker, you gotta be a risk taker. be a mover and a shaker. You gotta be an earthquake. Can be afraid of the money. You gotta get that, sonny. It ain't a damn thing funny. Multiply like a bunny. Like sweet like honey. Cause you won with the money. Cause you won with the money. Cause you won with the money.
I am one with large sums of money. Money just flows to me. I am one with large sums of money. Money just flows to me. I am one with large sums of money. Money just flows to me. I am one with large sums of money. Money just flows to me. You gotta believe,
Okay.
that you can talk to your money.
What's up, money?
You gotta believe
Okay.
that you can call it on down.
Come here now.
You gotta believe that you can talk to your money.
What's good, money?
I said you gotta believe
Okay.
that you're one
With your money.
one
With your money.
one
With your money. With your money. With your money.
I am one with large sums of money. Money just flows to me. I am one with large sums of money. Money just flows to me. I am one with large sums of money. Money just flows to me. You better believe. I am one with large sums of money. Money just flows to me. You better believe. I am one with large sums of money. Money just flows to me. You better believe. I am one with large sums of money. Money just flows to me.
To a lot of beings that I really care a lot about. There's a parable in the Bible, and the parable says, it talks about the 10 virgins. It talked about how Christ was actually going to Christ was going off, and he had 10 virgins that he was getting ready to marry. And one of the virgins, he had 10 virgins that he was getting to marry, and they had these lamps with the oil that kept their lamps lit, right? And he told them all, he said, keep your lamps lit, and those, when I come back, who are ready for this marriage are gonna come into the banquet, and we're gonna get married. All right. So he departed, and when he departed, it was 5 of the virgins who squandered their anointing. They wasted their anointing. That oil represents the anointing. And they wasted all of the oil, and their lamps burnt out, and they was just dark. They didn't have no light, no fire, no spark, no charge, no ambition, no motivation, no courage, no boldness, no fierceness, no zeal. They weren't zealous about nothing. They didn't have no motivation, that ignition to go and do things. They didn't have that spark. You see what I'm saying? Because they wasted their anointing oil, and they squandered their talents and their gifts, and so their lamps went out. And what happened was, there was 5 of the other virgins who kept their lamps lit. They preserved themselves. They paced themselves, knowing that the race isn't given to the
feel real, real good. Make you feel it in your chest. Man, you know what I'm talking about. Make you wonder, bop, 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 bop. Yeah, I ain't heard one of those records in a while. Yeah. But I make my own money and I pay my own bills. Swag that like drip, drip, drip for the thrill, yeah.
You know that's what we
Yeah, yeah. Just trying to have some fun. Yeah. We chillin' in the sun. Just wanna live my life, not worry about an opinion. Let's dance the pain away. Thankful for a brand new day. When you hear the beat, just move your feet. Turn it up all in your speaker. Play it real loud, jump in the crowd and make the whole world feel you. Down, 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 and roll round, 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 round. Like a rum-pum. Roll it off your tongue and feel it in your bum and move your waist. Feel it in your chest and in your wine and place. But rum-pum, pum, rum-pum, pum, pum, like a rum-pum. Roll it off your tongue and feel it in your bum and move your waist. Feel it in your chest and in your wine and place. But rum-pum, pum, rum-pum, you ain't gotta like me, but respect my name. Cause I ain't got no time to play a game.
reclaiming my time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Not to worry about the hater. Just trying to stack my paper. When you get to talking reckless, bye-bye, I see you later. Let's dance the pain away. Thankful for a brand new day. I'm living free, my past is gone, my future's looking bright. Getting it, my song is on and got me feeling right. Down, 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 and roll round, 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 round. Like a rum-pum. Roll it off your tongue and feel it in your bum and move your waist. Feel it in your chest and
Okay. Oh, I love those.
Positive vibrations, but they reggae band. I told
Okay.
you we had one.
All right. Thank you for being patient. I'm just a little behind time. Hey, time is what's been the matter. You know, everything is moving to kind of a little later now. You know, and then a little earlier too. So it's that Libra's time, and we got to get that balance. So that's what's going on. So please pardon us. But welcome to another Saturday, a beautiful Saturday that was be given to us. And regardless of the clouds, I still feel the sunshine within my heart. We are present here with special guests, the legend Carl Malcolm, and his Anita Malcolm. Okay, Carl and Anita Malcolm. Husband and wife team of the Positive Vibrations band. So reggae band, right. So you saw my posting, and like I said, we gotta get this balance going on. Just been a little bit off week for myself, so I'm trying to get it in here, burning everything, get me into tone, but we're gonna get there. With that being said, as you know, we do always regrouping for the week. As of last week, we started off with some serious knowledge that we had dropped on you guys, and I hope you did your homework, because this week you won't get any. So, because we have our guests here, that we're gonna get into their music. We got some music that you guys gonna help.
No, part of that balance. Remember I told you I was rushing out the
Oh,
house.
okay. So see, there we have
And
it.
Nico, he said somebody took the jack cord.
Oh, okay. So
We can pull it. We still can do it like we did last. Put it on speaker.
Right. So we still got something for you, give you some juice, but you know, like I said, it's that balance, but it's still all good, regardless of what they say. We're gonna put our energy forces together, and we're gonna overcome all of that. So with that being said, before we get into the juice, Mr. and Mrs. Malcolm, we're gonna talk to Precious Mother, Love, and Brother and see what they had coming up, what they've been going through since we had dropped that knowledge of the week. Like I said, since we had dropped so much good knowledge, And I think the forces were kind of upset because it threw some little unbalanced stuff my way, you know, because like we gave out so much juice and we gave out so much fire. And, you know, that water of the flow of the law of art of love, love, art, and wellness, you know what I'm saying, that you gave in your spin. And then brother came behind it and bounced off of what we was talking about, how to, you know, protect and go through your manifestation without being disrupted and getting into allowing people to disturb you, detoxing and cleansing and all types of ways to defend that. So like I said, it was a lot, and and I guess the forces were kind of upset because we dropped a lot because we had to pay for it because I was like, I had to put up my shields all week long, you know, so, but we here. With that being said, so Mother, anything you want to say that you got through the week and now we here at another Saturday and we get ready to go into some new moons coming up. We got like a last quarter moon, first quarter, last quarter, new moon, all that coming up soon too. You got some stuff going on.
We had the equinox for sure. So that balance, that karma, that give and take, those seeds that we planted, they're coming up, but they're coming up faster, I found. Just like our seasons are not as sectioned as they used to be. Right. You know, so we are learning how to impregnate the spirit and it, manifest at a much more rapid pace. So yesterday in particular, I did a public safety night with the Mount Rainier Police. I performed for them. The band I was with was Reds and the Hired Help. I'm one of the Hired Help.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Featuring Precious Mother Love is how they said it on the mic. So, but I just felt like that's something we've been doing off and on for the past 8 years.
And I saw some footage of that on your page as well.
Right. So we're out in the community. This is something that we do as a part of our giving back. It was at the Nature Center. So there have been a lot of things that have been manifesting this week, just showing that it seems like it's better for us to, okay, thank you, Mr. Director, Mr. Sound Engineer, for your technical adeptness. But yeah, it's been a beautiful unfolding from this week. Starting on Monday, you could see that the sun was starting to rise at a different time. It was starting to get dark earlier. You're starting to feel the minutes ticking into, the slumber of the hibernation that we're about to go into, as well as the temperatures changing. It's like you don't feel the humidity as much. There's a lot of things in the news that I want to talk about. I learned this week, and if it's not this week that I get to talk about it, but some real spiritual, metaphysical stuff. If I get a 5-minute little segment, I'd like to share. But it's been beautiful. I'm feeling the season.
Okay, that's what it is. And I'm, feeling and living your life like it's golden because it's glowing all over you because of that birthday that just passed as well.
I'm still in season.
Yeah, I see it glowing.
September 31st is soon, so
okay, that's what's up.
No, my birthday was in September, so the whole month I feel like I'm in season.
The 31st, isn't that Libra?
It is in Libra already. Yeah, when the equinox came on Monday, that was the 23rd.
Okay.
So Libra began, and it's funny how the equinox and that line up and synchronize because it's equal day, equal light. Yin, yang, male, female. All the forces are trying to balance out. Mother Earth is now sloughing off. She actually sheds red. A lot of her leaves turn red and they shed. So, it's just the same cycle as a woman. Mother Nature's cycle, and Father Winter, Old Man Winter comes around and he starts roaming the land, slaying the ice around. Actually chilling, but he's pruning for her for when she becomes fertile in the spring. Then she has she's free and clear to fertilize and become in bloom.
Okay.
That's the way you're looking at that. I never thought about it that way. And brother, as far as yourself?
Oh, I was just chilling. I don't know what I do. I got some, I'm working on a thing. I'm doing a documentary. The name's still gonna be not
anonymous.
Yeah, anonymous for right now. But I hooked up with a new artist. Well, she not new, but the old artist been cut off, I guess, because fall came, so she failed.
It is.
Let me stop.
But
yeah, see you. Wouldn't want to be But I got a new artist I'm working with. We gonna do this song that we doing for the documentary, but then I'm actually gonna try to bring her into the group so she can be like the singer. Working on putting that back together, but you gotta You know how to play it. You know what I'm
PC,
saying?
yeah.
So, because the band's still together, we just need some vocalists. Other than that, you know, I'm always studying, reading, trying to find out new things. And this past week, I'm gonna tell you a quick dream. I was walking up First Street. You know, they tore down Surson Quarter, right? And the reason why I'm telling you this dream because it was something special to me. And I was walking with this like popular guy in Go-Go. We was coming up the hill, and I'm like, "What he doing?" Because I don't have no associations with him. And we was talking about how they tearing down all the poor areas, you know, in the city,
Correct.
right? And so as we walking and talking, I looked down. I seen a crystal on the ground. I said, "Oh God, this crystal!" And I picked it up, right? And it was shining. So I'm walking. Then I seen another crystal, and then I seen this big amethyst on the ground. I said, "What are all these crystals doing around here, right?" And then when I looked up, I was like in a tunnel with just crystals everywhere. And I was like looking, I was like, "Wow," right? And because I like crystals, right? So that to me that was a good dream.
Yeah.
And I woke up.
Those sources of
feeling
energy.
good, yeah.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, I'm always doing music. I still there was a situation going on with Swamp and them, but I just got a lot of music that I want to get out that we did back in the day and never accomplished nothing, never did nothing really with it. And so that's what I'm doing. But the documentary is going to be the first piece that we put out. So
That's
and
what's
I
up.
got to meet these two lovely people right here, and I was watching clips and interviews of them, you know, throughout the week, and you know, he's so humble. I just went over there talking to him because he got a sound company too, and we was talking about the sound system, right?
Right.
And you know how when you meet some people, they so anxious to tell you what they doing and what they got and woo woo woo. He didn't even tell me it was his sound system. You know what I'm saying? I was just saying, man, that's awesome, man, because it's like it's digital, it's like state of the art, right? And I do sound. I was just like amazed by it, and we was talking about that. And then that's when Swamp and his wife and them came around, and they said they had the Positive Vibration band, reggae band. I was like, hold up, we just had someone with that same name on our show the week before.
Positive Vibe Band.
And yeah, Positive Vibe, and yeah.
They basically cover a lot of do a lot of cover songs, and R&B, up to date, you know, dance tunes and stuff like that. Yeah, so it's totally different from what you guys hear.
And then when I went online and started seeing, you know, their history and everything, I was like, wow, you know, I was impressed. Okay, this guy right here, he been around Bob Marley. He ain't performed with him, but they came from the same area and all that. So we get into our interview. I'm gonna ask some questions and everything, you know, and you know, to be around a legend like that. One is actually, do you see him as a legend? Because I know how people say about, you know, Chuck Brown and woo woo woo. I know Chuck Brown, you know, personally, knew him personally, right? So as time went on, because when I knew him like way back in the day, you know, he was Chuck Brown. We was playing, you know, and all that. Go see him play and this and that. But as time went on, it was like he became a star or celebrity or something. You know what I'm saying? People wanted to take pictures, and all that. So that's what my question. One of my questions gonna be is, when you think of Bob, do you think of him as just Bob, or do you think of him as this big icon?
Before he answers, let me give him a proper introduction. I'm sorry.
Right.
Back to the air again, Mr. and Mrs. Malcolm of the Positive Vibrations Reggae Band, the infamous, legendary Mr. Carl Malcolm here and his beautiful queen. They're going to share us their juicy story of how this journey took place. And Brother Lawrence's question was, he has been around the legend Bob Marley, so the question was before we got into it, I know you probably heard it, he was asking him, how did that felt and what was that experience like?
Well, that was a good experience. We all started out as being aspiring musicians who are hungry for recognition. And so we met on several locations, several studios that we were trying to get into. Those days we had audition in various studios, and they were always there. Of other artists who have, like Toots and the Maytals and Gay Lads and Heptones, a lot of the greats, Jimmy Cliff, Ken Booth. I could call a number of names.
Right.
But we always hung out by Cox and Dad's studio, Brentford Road. We were all trying to get audition. They were, we all auditioned together at times. They started recording before me. I had a chance to start record about 68 for Cox and Dad.
Okay.
That's where I used to meet all these people. But I used to perform on the same stages with them before they even start having their own band.
Wow.
Yeah, I remember the days when other bands used to back them like Supersonics, Scatterlights, the Supersonics, Roland Alfonso, and other groups used to back them. So I used to be in the same clique like them, it's just that they bust up bigger than me and stuff like that.
Right.
So, yes, I look at him as a legend because I still admire him.
Okay.
Yes.
Knowing that what he went through, it was harder for him because he was like half white.
Oh, okay.
And so he was like fighting against two sides. Black side would say you're half white and you're half
Right.
black. White side
Caught
half
between a
black.
rock and a
So
hard
it's
place.
a
Right.
conflict.
Wow, I never knew that.
Yes. Well, he was just a rebel, the type who decided that he's going to do his type of music. Because at a time when reggae music started getting popular, he had this brand of his music. It was totally different.
Oh, okay.
It was so different that even the radio stations wouldn't play his music.
Wow.
His music was too rebellious and too politically, not destructive, but pointing out what politics is doing to the people.
Yeah, against the beast.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm brought
Something like
in,
we doing this show
yes,
right here.
Truth.
I'm brought in,
You know what I'm saying?
and enlarging the concept of Rastafari, exposing what Rastafari means, and the whole concept of that. The Jamaican society did not agree with it. It was
Wow.
like when the Beatles started rise up in England, they didn't have any friend until they became.
Popular,
Popular.
then they want to claim.
Yes, it was the same thing.
Well, that's the first time I heard that story right there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Me as well. And then since you said you integrated like from out the same neck of woods, where you would say that was like what part of Jamaica?
He was born in St. Anne's, grew up in Trenchtown.
Okay.
Trenchtown is a ghetto.
Okay.
I'm from Uptown.
Okay.
I'm from Uptown St. Andrew, so it was like a different area.
Oh, okay.
At
Well,
one
like
time,
upper class or something like that.
class. They would class you from
Class
where you live.
different. Right.
Okay.
Right.
Bobby's from a hummus around it, live in a shack and stuff like that.
Correct.
I love that was party to have live in a house and everything.
Right.
But it's a different. Rastaman live different because they live from they like to live from primitive way of life. They would like to live, like go to the river and take a shower.
Right.
Bathe
I
in the
just
water
had
in
the
the river
pleasure
and blah blah blah.
of being in
Yes.
West Negril.
Yes.
Last year, I
Yes.
was in this West Negril, Jamaica, and
Yes.
I saw that, and I've met a native, and he gave me the personal tour, and I saw all those things. I got aside the tours and got into the natives, and I had a ball. I really did have a ball, and I really saw the life they lived there.
Yes.
Very simple
Natural.
life, very
Simple
simple
life.
life. Yes,
And it's more fulfilling because you realize that you're closer to nature
yes.
than just being, following the high society way of life. So it was a conflict with the music and Bob's teaching, especially when he started doing the dreadlocks.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny, he wasn't the only dreadlocks. I knew dreadlocks long before Bob.
Okay.
Because they weren't popular. They weren't a popular figure. Nobody paid them attention.
Right.
As a matter of fact, one time I was told to keep away from those people because they used to call him Black Heart Man. Like they would take you away and cut out your heart and stuff like that.
Wow.
People don't understand people, so they give them a title, they give them a name. It's fear. It drives fear.
Uh-huh.
Whenever you're doing something different, it drives a fear into people
Right.
until you get big enough to talk and they listen.
Right.
So that's what I'm about.
Okay.
And with your journey, far as that, and as you came to now, and coming through that journey, I know you've listened to the other Jamaican Rastafarian artists like Ziggy, Bougie, and Elephant Man,
Buju, yeah.
and all of those great artists like that as well. What kind of contribution have any of that, the young or the old, has any contribution to the positive vibration sound, or is just something that you just went totally around it all about way, like a hurricane, and you was the eye, and you say, okay, I'm catching this, I'm gonna catch that. How did you formulate the positive vibration band?
Well, the name Positive Vibration comes from Bob Marley's song, yes. But the concept of being positive, I wanted to play positive music.
Okay.
Music that teaches the youth right from wrong through music. Because talking to people, I could be a preacher, but talking to people is not going to help. If you
No.
put it in a musical form, people listen more.
Yes, they will.
So I write about a lot about love. I write about the women. I pay a lot of attention to women. Yeah.
And I had a
Beautiful
question about
queen,
that
look
too.
there.
I
You can tell how beautiful
I
she
was
is.
wondering about that.
Yes.
Like that song was
The
Fatty.
titles of his
Yeah.
songs, right?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
That's where my strong point is. When I write about women, it's always hit. But when I write about conscious thing, I don't write conscious songs. People don't pay attention.
But that's what sell though. Money, they say
Exactly.
money, they sex, drugs,
Yeah.
anything
Yeah.
violent.
Yeah.
That sell anything
Yeah.
constructive or
Yes.
you know.
Well, I sing about women, but I'm not going to be doing that derogatory statements or go too
Right.
far. Like you mentioned some names like Elephant Man.
Mhm.
He's not Rasta.
Okay.
He just put the dreadlocks on it. Bojo wasn't a Rasta until he did the album called Till Shiloh,
Okay.
when he changed from
So
what he was.
Rasta is religion, right?
Rasta is deep religion.
And Shaba, Maxi Priest, no.
They're not Rasta.
Okay, correct.
No. You want to talk about Rastafari, you talk about people like
Third World,
Bunny Wheeler.
Buddy, okay.
Some of third world people like Cat was always a Rasta
Right.
in them days. Some people just join the movements. Some people come in a band and if there's dreadlocks in there, they join the movements.
Right.
What's the dark skinned one? Short hair. Always right out. He's been in a couple of movies.
Jimmy Cliff.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Is
He's
he?
a big man.
He
older
is
man.
more Muslim than Rasta.
Oh, okay.
I mean, ask me a question. I don't know what he's really defending. Sometimes he said Rasta, but he's more Muslim.
Okay.
Okay. So I wanted to ask you this question.
Yeah.
By you doing like music so long, right? What actually keep you motivated?
Music.
Music itself,
Yeah.
new music or old
Music.
music, or just creating it? Just
I like to create. I write almost every day. I write. I wouldn't say every day. Sometimes I take a few days off, but I written over 1,000 songs, and people sing over my songs sometimes. And I like to just create songs, just
Right.
create music. So I spend most of my time creating music.
So do you create from the place of humming something or tapping out something, or do some words or lyrics come to you? I mean, like, what's your style of creation? Like, how are you inspired? Like, something you see and you immediately want to describe that image or that feeling, or like, how do you?
It comes in different forms.
Thing.
Sometimes it comes from
Okay.
people saying something that sounds interesting and something's fun, sounds funny.
Okay.
Sometimes it comes in the form of being a jovial person. I look into the joking aspect of it and make it.
And then the
call
most
it gimmicks.
obvious motivation of it
Women
all,
or
this
the
queen
woman has
sitting
come-
right here.
Yes,
I'm
I
sure I was
know.
going to ask her. So, how did it feel when during his creativity times? How does that work? I'm sure you guys have family and, of course, other labors of life. I mean, how has it been? Being close to this legend of music and being able
journey.
to, yeah.
A great journey.
Great journey.
We're
I know
still,
that's right.
it's not over. We have
Right.
a lot more to write about. As far as touring the country, we're just coming back from England. 2 weeks
Come a little
ago.
closer.
That was very
Yeah,
nice.
That's right. Reaches these mic. Yeah, there you go.
Trip.
Thank you.
Yeah, we were in England, London, England, and we did several gigs there. You can pull it up at One Love Fest. You can
Okay,
pull it
yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
The UK.
I watched the interview at the airport.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah,
okay,
I put- yeah.
Oh, you saw that.
He
Yeah, I told you,
We were just leaving,
I was
trying to go back
studying
home.
y'all this week, and I was like, wow, y'all basically doing what a lot of artists want to
Wanna do.
Want to
Yeah.
travel
Yeah,
and
it's
just do
great.
music, enjoy
Great.
life.
It's great. I
But
mean,
that's-
amazingly, you watched that interview because it was some controversy there. We were just ahead of the strike.
Oh, okay.
Oh
They,
wow.
they were striking, and the promoter was like, I hope that y'all don't get caught up in that. He was, So
Okay.
we would have been stuck in England for a little while, which wasn't a bad thing, but
Right.
you know, I was homesick.
I wanted to come home.
Yeah, we were there for 2 weeks. and
No
it
place
was
like home,
so
right?
nice.
And with that being said, God forbid you guys made it back home safely
give
and
thanks.
everything. You know,
Give
yes. That experience, being caught in another world and their politics, and you're there as an artist. I know, and your family is here. I know nothing can really. I know the things that was really just
Wow.
wandering your mind.
When we heard about it, I was like, no, this can't happen. But you know, God, let us escape it. You know,
Right.
we were ahead of it. It struck.
Yeah, the angels were pushing
Yeah.
Right,
you through.
Yeah.
exactly, right.
Amazing.
It is amazing how you can be faced with such some stuff that don't even have anything to do with you,
even
and
though-
then
but
your
that's-
energies. You can see the protection
But you know what?
of the force field that you
That
have
sound
around
like a
you. That's
song
the
right
beautiful
there.
thing. Yeah,
You
that's
know
a
what I'm
song.
saying?
Yes, that's what you
Yeah,
said.
you know,
Amazing.
you put your experience down.
Force fields that got us through the skies of
Yeah.
England. How about
There's
that?
title. I was going to bring up when you were asking about his experience and what he write off. I was going to mention, but I wanted him to mention it because you were talking to him about this one song called "Sign and Wonders."
Wow.
Very, very great song, and it's
Sounds
actually and he wrote this song just by one day we were coming from the dentist, and it started raining. But not just raining, hail came down mixed with rain and all. Yeah,
Wow.
it just did everything in one, and there it was.
A song.
Yeah, he labeled, titled
Oh,
it
God.
That's what
"Sign
artists
and
do.
Wonders." And
Yeah, that's how, because you can touch people. That's how you touch people.
Yeah.
You talk about
Oh,
something
look at
to
Sign
develop.
and
Yeah,
Almost.
we talk about the
Right.
signs and symptoms of various things. and
Yes,
so-
we talk about all that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Watch signs at a time, for sure.
Wow.
Yes,
speaking
indeed.
of him, I just have to keep on, talking about because he does have, a lot of hit songs out. One of his songs were done over by the Bette Midler. Yeah, so if you
Wow.
look up No Gesturing.
That's what I wanted to ask you
That
about, but they
song
took the
there,
conversation another way.
Hers
That
was
song.
The Sounds of Depression.
Songs from the depression.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah,
album.
we was gonna get back to the music of him.
But no,
We let
it's
the-
called No Jittering, right?
Just-
Jittering. I was listening to that. That's like one of the songs that I was gonna play here. That song and also a song you sang on.
Oh, which one?
That's what I'm saying. I wrote it down. Y'all, like I say, I just met y'all 2 Sundays ago.
Oh,
Was it 2
yeah,
Sundays?
it was.
And it's like, it's basically like a new world to me. Far as, I like to discover artists on YouTube, and like it's a lot of people I discovered, and I was like, man, I missed this all this time. So that means I got time to play and catch up, and you know what I'm saying? Because like over here, they just playing the same stuff redundantly, and I don't even really listen to the radio like that. So I be like on YouTube searching for good music and stuff like that. So that was one of the songs, and you was singing on. It's just a groove. I guess it's a few of them got that groove to it though,
Well,
because
was
she
it-
actually played drums and sing, at the same time, and.
Oh, no, that's a task.
So, and then with, like you were saying, we're going to get back to the music, because like you said, you have a lot of music. And I was just trying to pull up, I just pulled up the Positive Vibrations band demo of the Chino drums. That's
let me
not...
see.
Did you got to put reggae in
What
it.
is
though.
songs?
Oh, reggae?
Oh,
Okay.
At the end of positive.
Put up
vibes.
Carl Malcolm music
Yeah,
on
Carl-
YouTube.
Carl
Carl
Malcolm.
Michael music.
Carl
Okay.
Malcolm music.
Malcolm, like Malcolm
Michael.
X. Carl Malcolm. You get a better
And then they son in the band, he
Yeah,
rap.
he's a.
So in the list of music, then you said you got your wife, you got your son, and then brother was just saying, your wife was just saying, Bette Midler. You have collaborated with so many other artists, and you want to mention some more of the artists you have collabed with throughout your journey of this?
Well, I do a lot of collaboration, but what really happened to me when I write my songs, a lot of artists do them over, like got several versions of each song I've done. Fortunately, they had been copied by various artists all over the world.
Now, are you receiving some residuals or some
Yes, well,
some
my thing-
compensation?
yeah,
Okay,
my-
Of course.
okay. All
Got that
right.
past straight note from a young part of my life. I'm fortunate enough to was thought about that from the circle I used to keep.
The business part.
Yes, the business part I learned from Bob, Jimmy, a lot of the guys who went through the box before me. Heard them talking, ask questions, ask big people questions. They advised me what to do, send me to the publishing companies. So from the early stage, I started looking into the business aspect.
Okay.
Because I went to college for 2 years, do business and supervision, and that came up very handy for me. When I went back to school and college, when I came here, I took a course of Montgomery College again.
Think it's the Fatty Boom Boom?
Yes. And so all that little learning
Put the
taught me a
speaker
whole lot
part
about
on there.
business. Yeah,
There it is. So
You guys need to go check it out.
who was the first person, the first group or organization that did a remake of one of your songs?
It's hard to say because I remember No Gesturing was done by Byron Lee, it was done by Clearview Chronics, several people.
Mm.
One of the latest versions is Glenn Washington.
Mm.
This was that. This
Yeah,
was that.
No Gesturing.
No justice.
Who?
Yeah, Bette Midler, yeah, Bette Midler.
And Bette Midler.
Doing Steve did about Where West.
Because when I listened to that song, I got from that you had liked the girl, right? And you wanted the girl, and you didn't care what their parents think. Well, am I
No
right
gesturing.
about that? Or
No Gesturing.
Oh, okay. Now I get it. So, oh,
That was
okay.
the first big. That was
Yeah.
the first hit, but this one is the biggest hit I've ever made.
Fatty Boom.
Fatty Boom Boom.
Fatty Boom Boom. I didn't even know
Yeah.
that.
and you
That's
said,
See?
yeah.
Hey, told you it was gonna take over and lead me in the right direction.
That's
Wow. So you guys must go to YouTube, Carl Malcolm, and you will pick up. You will see Fatty Boom Boom. That's what I was just trying to play for you guys. I'm telling you, it was had me. My hips was moving. You guys couldn't see me under this table. I was going, hey. I was just Fatty Boom Boom. I was going right underneath this table here.
Wait till you see the video, though.
Okay. So yes, it's easy to put up and pull up the whole genre of Mr. Malcolm's music. So with that being said, of working and having people to pick your music and want to do renditions and I know that experience not only in the monetary sense but in the sense of gratitude. How does that and that's awesome. Explain how that feels for you.
It feels good to know that you have music and I stay in my bedroom and I write songs and then you hear it all over the world. It's a feeling of achievement.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just it's nothing to brag about. It's God created you for a reason, and then you do what
Purpose,
you're
yes.
created to do. You do what you do, and it's just like you have a job that you like. Everybody have a job. I love my job. To me, it's a
Right.
job. But
Correct.
It's a job that I enjoy. Thank God for that. That I'm doing something that I like, because a lot of people sometimes I hear them talking about, I have to go back to that job Monday morning.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
That means you have become a slave, monetary slave, because you're going there just
Talking
because
about
you
that
wanna-
last week.
Jobs,
But for me, you know, when somebody comes for a job, I'm happy. I can't
Right.
wait for the time to come because I enjoy it.
Right.
So that's where I'm fortunate to have something that fulfill me.
Using your talents and
Yes.
gifts
Yes.
and enjoying that process
Yes, so it's-
makes it so it doesn't feel like work. It energizes
Yeah.
you. It keeps you up at night
And
or gets you
also,
up in the morning.
I want to
love it.
As I was, doing my research on y'all, the way y'all dress, yeah, it's like You know what I'm saying? Y'all got class and style, all that. Coordinating with the colors, you know, I pay attention to all that. So, yeah.
You can't go look like a bum if you want to be a star. Live like a star, you know.
Yeah.
I know that's
Well, if
right.
you want people to come and support you and look at you're entertaining them, hey, you don't
Right.
want to get up there and look like an everyday person.
Right.
You want to look the part, you know, and people respect you. Like, hey,
But if you
come
go
and
to
see someone fashionable,
if you go to
respect.
concerts and you're paying $40, $50 to saw somebody perform,
Exactly.
and then all of a sudden you see this guy walking with a weird looking outfit, and you say, that's him. You say, what? That's him? I'm paying $50 to see him. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. What is he doing with the money?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
you
look
know,
worse than
not
me.
invested in the self.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
I'm
worse
not
than
trying to
me.
put down all these artists or
it's just
some of them just really dress
Tacky.
rugged.
Don't
Yeah.
care. They don't care about their
Rags,
presence.
That's
Right.
how like I say,
Just
I
skinny
don't
type
call no names,
way.
but I watch and I know I'll be like, you know, they come to perform a show, but you know, to each his own, I guess.
But next week Sunday, if you are not
Yes.
you're not doing something, you come to Tacoma Park Street Festival.
Okay.
Tacoma
When is
Park
it?
Street Festival.
Next week?
Next
Okay.
week Sunday.
Next
the
Sunday?
6th of October.
Okay.
We're playing at
We'll be
the
there.
Jazz Fest in Tacoma Park.
Yes.
Okay.
Tacoma.
Festival.
I'm trying my best to be there.
Yeah.
And it's on the
We're
Columbia,
going at 3:00.
Carolina Columbia Street
Yeah,
stage.
Caroline Club.
3 o'clock.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a
We'll
huge
drop
festival.
that
They have it
down.
every year. For
Yes.
over 30 years they've been having this festival.
Okay.
Wow, because they also have in Tacoma Park, right near there, the farmers market. and
Is it
flea-
gonna be
and
posted?
flea
You gonna post it
market.
on your
That's the
page?
image.
Okay.
They
They're
lock
also
it
Same
down.
there
area.
Saturday though.
You gonna post it
Okay.
on your
Okay.
page?
Yes.
All right,
Okay.
you know, I sent you a friend request.
What's
The
your name?
farmers market is on
That's a
Saturday. I thought it was
What
on
name
Sunday.
was it on?
Lawrence.
Lawrence McRae.
Okay, I
Okay,
remember the name.
because
We're
I'm sorry,
talking
I
about
just
it.
don't friend people.
Right.
I don't know who you are.
Right.
Yeah, you got to be careful with that.
I call
Yes.
this one, I say, I answer, I say, call Malcolm. I say, he remember my name, I remember
You
his
don't
name.
remember your name? But that's not what he called
God, you
you.
don't name is
Matt
your
doesn't
number,
call you
so
that.
Nah, they call me Ghost. That's like
That's
Yes.
the name I was looking for.
Gold.
Oh,
I actually need to take that name off of my Facebook page. That
Really? I
call
like Ghost.
call and you nah, 'cause that's my real name, Lawrence McRae. I need to put Ghost up there.
Yes.
Yeah, take my real name down.
So
I
everybody
would have
knows who
friends
you
if
are.
You put Ghost up there.
Yeah.
I would
If you
have
put
remembered
Ghost
who you
up.
are.
Yeah, so
But with that being said, and with the music and the experience, and then you have the family, and like you said, just came back from London, and Fatty Boom Boom is the number one that's going right now. So what else do you have planned? You got the Tacoma Park next Sunday,
Yes, that's
the festival at 3:00, and
what
what
time
else?
do
is-
y'all click sticks?
We gonna
3. Okay, then
At
Speaking
3:00.
of clicking sticks, I heard that you're a drummer.
And I was just going to get to that. You was good. You got the question in my head. So you're like I was going to say you're like the Sheila E of the reggae world, huh? So
She actually got an award saying she was
Serious?
the best drummer, right?
Yeah.
Did they say best reggae drummer or did they say best female drummer? Yeah.
So that's why I had put her up there. I said she's like the Sheila E because that, I mean, I can see her. I
appreciate
saw
that.
that. I saw that. You know what I'm saying? I can see that sister work. I saw it already. And so how does
she
that
humble, though?
feel?
That's the thing.
I can see that.
Yeah,
How does that feel being a drummer? I mean, that's like, I know most people when you guys walk in to perform and most guys be waiting for a man to step up on them drums, and they see this queen come behind it. I know that's an ultimate shocker right there already.
throws
With
everyone
the
off
yes
every
it does.
time.
Yes, it does. So that's been like
that's the heartbeat
I know
of
that's
the-
been like a promotional marketing thing for you guys for a long time.
Yes,
for
it
you
has
being a
been.
queen drummer.
it's good for me. For my image, it's very good for me.
I know it has been.
Going to Jamaica do Heineken start time.
Alrighty, Obama that has his Michelle. Carl
practice.
got his queen. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, so it's been a good look. And do you? I mean, I know you be working it out, sister. So, I mean, is it like you just? I know it looks very athletical. So, I mean, do you perspire?
for me.
You been? It's like a rivet to your body. Just get into it, and you get lost in it.
Honestly, before every gig, I'm shy. I get the jitters. I'm like nervous before.
You're kidding
yes,
me.
Right now, tonight I've been playing for a very long time, over 50 years, and I still get that
You get the butterflies.
stage fright thing. Yeah.
Wow.
And then once I get behind the drums and
Get
I'm
comfortable.
comfortable, because
'Cause
it's
I
about
just-
pleasing the audience.
Right.
And I look at my audience and I'm like, I wonder if we're gonna be able to, pull this one off every show.
Because when I was
And you
looking
want
at
them
some,
to,
You just gotta
enjoy it.
connect with them. You out there, you're open
We
at that
do,
point.
most of the time.
'Cause-
most
'cause-
I know you
'cause
got
you-
a
I'm not
question. You're a
saying
drummer
you
to a
don't.
Yeah,
drummer.
but
I'm
she-
just saying you're so open
yeah.
at that point. It's just you're leaving yourself open to connect with them.
Yeah.
but it's funny you
And
said
hoping
that.
that it's a synergy that's
Mhm. I
a
would never
beautiful
thought.
creation, because it seems like you radiate this positive, powerful, strong energy. You've got muscle tone, and you can see your strength just in your aura and in your face, and just everything's toned and taut, like
That's right.
so I know you carried a ball of energy, because you have to harness that.
Well, exactly.
ex-
As a drummer, I lead the group. The drums
That's good he
is,
said.
the timing, everything is start from the
So let me ask you this.
start to
He's a
stop.
drummer. I just thought
I
about that. He
know.
is so
Yeah.
relative to
So
that.
let me
Saw
ask you
2
this.
weeks ago.
Okay, y'all done played hundreds, probably thousands of shows, right? And for you to say what you just said, the music in the shows work already, but when you still get in front of that new crowd, you still get that
Yeah, because it's a different crowd every show.
every time. Do you get that, or is something totally different with you?
Backstage, I get that butterfly feeling, but it's good because it's make you hungry to go out there and
Mm-hmm.
do
Do
the
a
best.
good
Yes.
job.
Yeah, you don't never just want to get comfortable.
No, because I
You
don't
want
care
to
how
come
many
together.
people are out there. If it's one
'Cause-
person, I'm going to
Because
perform
what I do,
Yeah.
for you.
what I do is,
Same way.
even when I was younger and we was playing and we like be at the Howard Theater in the wintertime, it'd be cold, right? I used to just start playing and I look around, people looking at you like you crazy. But you always see that one or two people that's feeling you.
Yes.
I lock in on them and before you know it,
Yeah.
They
everybody.
done spread it like a virus.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's
That's exactly
Yeah.
That's the feeling. That's
Yes.
the feeling you get first.
right.
You have to break the ice.
Yeah. So I'm quite sure when y'all pull it up and y'all see her, you're gonna see it. Like I say, she not only just playing, she's singing
Sings
too.
too.
So that's coordination. And I'm
Exactly.
watching you.
Very.
You get into it. It seems like, you just get in a zone.
That's why I just said I can see her getting into a zone, and she
Like the spirit just fall there. That's what it
yes,
is.
yes, yes.
Okay.
She enjoys what she
Enjoy
does.
it.
Do you write too? Do you
Yeah,
write music?
I do. I write music, but he's my writer.
Okay.
Ah.
So you tell
He's
me
the
your
writer. I
concept?
give him the title of what I
Okay.
want to sing. Or we write off rhythms most of the time. Most
Mm-hmm.
of the time, we get rhythms, and people from all over the world send him rhythms
Wow.
to write, to
Okay.
put song to music
Okay.
to.
They want to be attached to
Yeah.
his
Yeah.
name.
It's a
That's a
challenge
beautiful
every time they
It's a
thing.
play.
challenge. So I'm like, honey, what do you think about this poem? And then you're like, okay.
Let me play one
I
of the
got you.
latest ones that you might want to hear.
I recently heard a drummer that's a singer. It's a male, Anderson Paak. And I wasn't real sure that, he was doing the writing, but he writes in a certain rhythm. And he changes that rhythm up because he's the drummer. He's sure and knows he can do it, because it's difficult to portray to your drummer if you're the writer and you're trying to tell them, okay, let's emphasize here, let's give an accent there, so they don't feel it until you give it to them to feel.
Exactly.
So as the drummer, you can drive that, and I mean, I'm seeing that as being, what you're capable of. So
Oh, yeah.
you can take it to, you can change the rhythm up and do some. I'm looking forward to seeing your stuff, but I'm just imagining that now, as you're agreeing with what I'm saying. Now I'm even more intrigued, 'cause,
Yeah.
if you
Because
write
you're right.
too, yes,
Yes.
I'm looking forward.
And
Cut a little bit. This is one of the latest ones that a producer from Florida said made it the top. I hate to think that YouTube, but
yes, they make you.
they always come and mess you up.
They get it in, don't they?
But anyway, this one is.
That's the latest. Tune.
Think about it.
No matter how times get hard, we never stop trying. Hold on to life because life's sweet. It's
Okay.
amazing to see
Yeah, 'cause I don't want to watch the interview and y'all you can't hear what y'all saying.
Just to hold on to life.
Like that. Like this, right?
Struggle and strife. Although the road is rocky, and the hill is extra steep, the river's wide and muddy. Precious life we wanna keep. The life sweet, when you and your lover under one sheet. Life sweet,
I like that.
life sweet.
It got like, well, that's the name of the group. Positive vibrations. Like you just lift the spirits up.
Part of human nature to get more than what we need and to satisfy we will never. I am sure it's because of greed. But when sickness confronts you, you will spend
You want to sing along with it?
your wealth.
In other words,
Because you will
they
always
do
be
that one
set
video.
for health. For life sweet, when you get your paycheck and buy what you want. Life sweet, you can dress set and then go gallivant. No matter what it takes. Hold on to life, no matter what it takes. Life. Sometimes we feel like letting go and giving to frustration. But deep down, and I know it's not your final decision. Cause if you are in agony and suffering from pain, you will fight with all your energy so you can rise again. Cause life's sweet when you and your lover under one sheet. Life's sweet when it's cold and you share one another body heat. Life's sweet, you get your paycheck and buy what you want. Life's sweet, you can get set and then go gallivant. It's amazing.
how long did it take you to write that?
Sometimes it all depends because I'll write like 4 and 5 set of words for the same song. I might write a song and sing it back and it look like it's strong enough to go there. And I'm competing with myself because the last one must be stronger than the
Oh, okay, yeah.
I want to try to find
So
it
let me ask you this then. Do you have like your own studio in your house or do you have to go out and...
I have my own studio in the house, but it's production studio because I stopped spending money.
So that right there was done at home. Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Wow,
quality.
that
Stop
is.
spending
That
on the steel
sounds
work.
so great.
That's what's up.
I can't keep up to all the little when my son was
All of the
living here.
modern
When
stuff
my
that
son was
comes out.
living here, yeah. We used to have our own studio, but we still have a studio, but I'm not an engineer. My son don't live the life we used to live there.
That's
And we
like
stopped buying.
Kid, his
too much
son.
hardware.
My son, he the engineer, the
Yeah.
producer, and everything.
Yes.
He got married,
Exactly.
Yes.
so he moved out.
Yes.
That's what
I think
happened.
that's how it is.
So you lose your in-house producer.
Yeah, exactly. So,
So I can't get up on doing in middle
just
night. We can't get up on what I
rehearsed
used to do. You know, life change.
Right.
It's the same for my daughter.
Yes.
She actually went to school to do TV and radio, so she could be my photographer, my
Yes.
videographer, and
Yeah.
you know, helping me with my music and
But you already got a catalog, so
Yeah, I gotta get that kind of from now.
yeah.
have to pay
Yeah,
for it.
yeah.
I can
So
do 2 hours concert right now.
Because when I looked at it and I was reading on the bottom, I seen at Sunset Boulevard. I said, yeah, you was big time. You wasn't no little. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
When you see that on your CD or your album cover, you know that's major. So.
That's major.
Yeah.
Yes, indeedy. So with that being said, and you were saying that you do have it in circulation, so then you are your BMIs. So does you guys have like a
ma'am.
separate department where do you guys handle the business side as well as the managing side as well as the creativity side? You see for sure. So what
When it comes
about
to the
everything
band,
else?
I'm the band
Let
leader,
her handle
arrange
the
the music and
arrangements.
stuff. You know,
She
for
handle the
MD.
part of it,
but
that part of it.
business.
I
he
do.
has the
Okay.
business.
Okay.
Okay.
My son,
My
you
son
met
did.
him.
Yeah.
Music
He's the
Party.
engineer.
Okay.
He has his.
That's what I said, they got
everyone have
everything
their
in-house.
own Position, you know.
Right.
Good job, yeah.
So, and it's better that way, and it's worked out that way, and
Yeah.
that's what we need to teach our kids, and it's important that they see this, and that's why I brought that question up, because you don't have to go outside, you know, and you guys have done so fruitful within your own gate, within your own means, you know, on the Gotex that you guys created together, and with that being said, you don't have to go through so many conflicted changes of someone getting greedy or someone getting anxious and all those things that other people have to
Your
go through
music
when you
getting
bring in
shown.
that outside ingredient.
I got a
And
question.
with the glue being so gelled together, has there been anything, even when you're out on the road, something that you want to, you know, share with us, just kind of like just abrupt a plan of you going on the stage, or where you was planning to stay, or a piece of equipment got missing? You have a story of something like that, something that you want to share?
That happens all the time.
All the time.
Sometimes you go to festivals and you lose a piece of drums, and you lose a piece of this and piece of that.
Wow, because you're responsible for everything, keeping up with everything.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so it can't happen every time. There's always a little something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So,
guess you can call that life.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's life.
Let me ask you this then.
Life.
This my question was. Okay, we know, you was signed to a major label at one time, right? So you got that exposure. So when you're not with that label, by you having that exposure, and people know your music worldwide, that helps a whole lot.
Yes, it helps a
So
whole lot.
what can you say to the artists that's doing it, you know, making their music, putting it on like YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, whatever, but they ain't had that big exposure and they ain't got, you know, receiving, you know what I'm saying? What would you say to them or encourage them?
You know, for the past 25 years or more, I haven't been doing. I haven't been a manager. I manage myself
Okay.
because managerial responsibilities is not just fantasy. I just talk about it. Half the managers come to you, they can't help you.
Okay.
They want to
Right.
live off your back.
right.
For me, I know too much. Some people don't want to deal with me
Right.
because I studied everything I need to know. Not everything. Nobody does everything, but I study a whole lot about what's going on in the music business.
Right.
Plus you had
Like I'm a
some.
That's what
publisher,
happened
I'm a
late.
right
Who
and
call
everything.
late.
Yeah. There are a few little things that's still there to do. But most of the people who say they're managers now, they go to school and study how to rob you. They're not
Correct.
Well, how they gonna get their money?
They-
Yes, we're gonna get their money.
Learn how to do it on a paper.
Yes, the people work.
Yeah, they learn how to
Yeah,
rob
'cause-
your
yeah.
paperwork.
Yeah.
But then a lot of times they don't really know
Yeah.
The business.
position
The
of being a
artist.
manager.
It was this group, I
You
don't
know?
like saying names, right? But it was this group that came up in DC years ago. They was a singing group. And they got in a contest with a group from Baltimore, right? They blew the group from Baltimore out, but they knew the business. And they didn't get the contract. The group from Baltimore got the contract because they didn't really know the business. And I guess the other people knew they can milk them, like you
Yeah.
said.
Yeah.
But the other group that was smart, they was actually a better group.
Yeah.
And these people came famous and everything. And the other group that was smart and knew everything, they ended up eventually falling apart, working jobs and stuff like that. But when you said that, that what made me think of them.
Yeah.
So for the artists that's out there that's doing it, the way that they doing it, just keep doing it that way and learn more.
Learn the
And,
business.
Like, how do your shows come?
My shows?
Yeah, like you just said, you came back from England.
My shows come like you know, from people see what I can do. People see me in England. People see me in different parts of the world performing. You don't get a lot of respect from staying in Washington and work same place. The more I travel, the more people pay better money to see me perform.
Right.
I don't play at small clubs like ordinary clubs around. I don't play.
Right,
You don't see me hanging in the street every day.
right. So when you do get that big show,
Yeah.
I feel
Put
you.
myself in that corner where people don't see me like become too local.
Right.
Right.
So when people call me, I talk money,
Right.
and they will pay me because I'm not a local entity.
Right.
Okay, I like that.
So it says that's too short, and people won't respect you.
Right.
Correct.
You don't get what you're supposed to get.
So you set that level.
Set the
and-
level.
Yeah,
That's
once
what
you
I
set
do.
that level, correct.
It works for me.
If
I used
they
to-
want you, they're gonna pay you your worth.
Yes.
And if
Correct.
they
It's
don't,
funny.
they can,
It's very funny that people see you on the sidewalk begging bread, and they might give you $1 or two, but not with respect.
Right.
But if they see you come and your Mercedes broke down, and you say, man, I'm just coming from, I'm at brought a gas and then he's, oh, you're the boss, and they give you $20, $30, $50.
It's a mindset.
Yeah, it's a mindset thing.
Yeah.
It's a mindset thing.
Yeah.
Can I say that one thing about the what do they call it, busing, when you're actually outside and you're playing music on the street or in the subway or something like that, they call it busing.
Yeah.
So I have done that a couple times, and I kind of felt like it helped me to be able to not only connect with the crowd because the people are right there with you, but hone my craft some. But some people come up and they will put 20s, 50s. I've had that happen where they just, I'm amazed that, you
It's a
know,
level.
and I don't even know who it is.
You're touching somebody's
Because
heart.
they're not
It's the
trying to-
level. It's the
Yeah.
level of the
Yes.
quality of the music that you're putting out there.
One of the guys that was in that singing group that I said didn't make it, he actually, that's what he do like on the weekends. And he make like $400 like on a Saturday or sometime better. But he's not out there getting paid big shows either. So I guess it's a balance, a yin and
I know a
yang
lot
to the
of artists.
situation.
I know that artists
Very
do that.
good ones, and they are singing on the street all the time.
Have you ever thought about doing like somebody come to you for a cause, you know, would you do it like that?
Yeah, I do benefits. I do benefits, but I'm not saying I'm above doing shit like on the sidewalk. No matter how the friends you put me. But you just start the organization behind it.
Right.
I need the exposure. If it's gonna be like on the sidewalk, they have to be somebody who representing you and let people know that this is what you're doing. This is what you're doing. This because of this organization. And this is whatever it is. Because music is for you to expose, but sell the thing in a good package.
Right. And another thing I noticed too, this is what I noticed.
Win-win benefit.
Like if you're an artist, right? And now like things is coming to me because Biggie said something too, and you could be performing, got all the good music, right, and people enjoy you, but after you die, you come larger than life for some reason. You know, I don't know if it's the industry pushing people because the person gone and they can get to make the more money, or what. So
But
that's just something I thought
They
about.
make more money for you dead than
Right.
alive.
That's just
Because
with
people want
that's
to
with
get-
anyone, whether you're famous
People
or
want to get
unfamous. You know.
When they know you're gone, that's when they want to say, I won't
Yeah.
see that person again, so let me grab an album now, let me grab something.
Can I say something? I'm familiar with the group of people for Gil Scott Heron and for a couple other artists
Scott.
who have a legacy behind them, but they have children. But one of the things they didn't do was tie up the loose ends so that when they pass,
Yes.
that it goes into the right hands, because the
Yes.
bands try to do things, the family tries to do things, the whatever organizations, record labels and things try to do things,
It's
so
so chopped
did
up
any
in
of
everybody's
those-
ways. Yeah.
So did any of those legacies pass on something that might be, or you think, are you straight in that case? Do you feel covered in that
Whatever
area?
happened to me, the money goes to the bank from the statements, it goes to the bank. If she's alive, she gets it. If she's not getting it, then my son is going to get it. It's going to pass down like that.
Roll down. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yeah, that's
Have
good.
to, you have to do that.
You have to
But
set
Write
that
your
up.
your legacy.
Beneficiary.
Mhm.
Right.
Protect
Your
Set that
beneficiary.
up.
Yes. Yes.
It goes down to the bank account and the statement comes to her.
Mhm.
So whatever happens, this money is going to the account.
So there's no hidden,
No,
There's
pieces.
no-
You
that
hear
need
that,
to be-
people?
There's not like a producer or someone that
Somebody else
can
is gonna
come
get
and
the
say,
hooks.
oh, no,
Yeah.
I wrote those songs.
Correctly.
My thing is
You have
published
the
and
rights
copyrighted.
to.
That's right.
Okay,
25
okay.
years self in-house, no outsiders.
No.
And that's how they keeping it.
Yeah.
So like you say, you got to tune in to get the real juice on how to handle your business in this business. So don't sleep. Because we always got you right here with some kind of knowledge. And today, with the legend, you got some knowledge of the business, not knowing you got knowledge of some history as well. So, with that being said, it's been such a great time with you
Beautiful
guys.
energy.
And it's a lot
Black
more I know you
love.
guys can bring and give us. And
love.
we want to also know that, like you have the festival coming up on October the 6th, the Tacoma Park Festival. And you said that's the Columbia
Carroll Avenue stage.
Carroll Avenue stage at 3 p.m. That's when the drumsticks go click. You hear the queen, we setting it off. So don't forget that date. And also you can pull up his music, their music. Just go to YouTube and pull up Carl Malcolm, and you'll pull up a whole genre as you just see. And the number one song that pop was Fatty Boom Boom. So you must check it out because I started. I'm gonna go home and put that in my.
You know what a Fatty Boom Boom is.
Yes, I'm gonna go home and put that in my poke bar, and I'm gonna blast out Southeast. They're gonna say, Fatty Boom Boom on the hill. So yeah, man. So we're gonna get into some more music of that. I wish we had some music that you guys could really, really hear out loud, but. This is not going to be the first or the last time we're going to have them in the house.
I'll bring some next week, even though y'all not be here. Do we have permission to play?
Sure.
Okay.
See, they just gave us the rights, YouTube. The owners of the music just gave us the rights to pay the Carl Malcolm's music next week when they're not here. So we'll be looking out that viewers for a treat. So is there anything else you want to let everybody know? What's coming up? Is there any books, or you think about even doing a book about your journey, or even the son? Has anybody in the family upon the team thought about like even something to really mark this documentary, or has there been any thoughts of that?
I thought about writing a book. I've little scripts here and there, but I'm not really serious.
Hasn't put it together yet.
See, I felt that. See, I knew I was digging for something. Some told me something going on over there. So somebody's writing some stuff down. That's good. So you guys got to come back. So that means you got to, I'm telling you, something hit me to tell you, get back to it, because we got to see it. We want to know about this Juicy and this legend, because you have a lot of stories, that you can share and pass on with your journey. 25 years, and you've been across the world and back and forth with your family in the business. That's big. That's really big, and it's truly an honor. And like I said, a book. Because from being locally from coming into, how long have you been Washingtonians or Marylanders or Virginians? When you first got here, how long have you been?
1977.
In the 70s?
I also listened to one of the interviews how y'all met, but I'll let y'all tell them another time.
Yeah, that's what I'm going back to now for this last 30 minutes.
80s. He's been here since the 70s.
Since the 70s.
Tell us that story.
Yeah.
I already know it, but I'll let y'all tell.
I'll let him tell it.
Okay.
He tells it better than I.
I don't know. I remember. I used to see her playing with a girl group called Infinite Sisters. That was the first reggae girl group.
All-women's
It was in
reggae.
Washington.
In Washington, okay. And how long ago this was?
That was
83?
Yeah, 80s.
That's a good year.
Yeah, I graduated in 82. But
I graduated in 83. That's what I said, it's a good year.
And what's the name of the club?
Kilimanjaro.
Ah!
Oh, you remember?
Yes, Colorama. Yes. My mom used to live at 18th and Columbia Road.
Yeah, man. They started from Sarah, and I wanted to, start to check her out from that time. And then there was the first confrontation was, they had a festival down, where was that place? Banneker Field.
You guys remember Banneker Field? He had all the reggae festivals down
yeah.
in the 80s.
Georgia Avenue Day kind of stuff.
Georgia Avenue Day, yeah.
So,
And I used to supply backlines for all those.
yeah, for all the festivities. He's been doing it for a long time. All the backline equipment.
Okay.
So,
When I went out there, they did distribute the equipment. So I saw her, I gave her an album for her to listen to, because I was always like looking into drummers.
Right.
I said, learn this because one day I'm going to call you. And then we started talking. She started phoning me every second. I called me all the time.
I was actually looking for, at the time, when I did call you, I was looking for a group to play with.
And whatever.
I'll make some money. So.
Whatever.
Okay, I know that's right.
Yeah, that's right.
At that time.
But anyway, it came around when I started, we started talking and we liked each other a lot. But I was going through a breakup and she was going through a breakup too.
Yeah.
Okay.
We decided that we're not going to do no sex in business for the next few months. They said 3 months. So I said, okay, fine. And we started just talking most times. One day I invited her to come to the house. I cooked a nice steak and baked potato and everything.
That's when he used to eat meat.
Had champagne and
Okay.
yeah, man. I made a spliff one side ready to smoke weed.
Yeah. Okay.
And,
That's how he pulled you in, huh?
the day she came,
They say most way to a man hot is through his
Yeah.
belly, but you flipped it. Huh?
the
That's
day
beautiful.
she came there, just when she came there, the day my agent called me,
Got a contract.
giving me 4 jobs in Baltimore to play for at the convention center.
Convention center.
They had
It's a
a
car
Ford.
Okay.
Ford exhibition there. Ford cars.
Okay.
Some new Ford cars coming in.
Oh, that's right. It used to be a Ford Motor Building Center. I forget what they call it. GM manufacturing up
Yes,
there.
something like that. And they had 4 days contract. And I couldn't find a drummer and I put the band together quickly because we had to move this evening. And I said, you want to play drums?
And there it was.
Yes.
So that dinner turned into a lot, huh?
Yeah, then it turned into a show.
Not knowing the music, not you just put things together because
Wow.
thank God it wasn't like a hungry audience waiting for a concert. It was just
Right.
people want to have
Background
Okay.
music.
background music.
you know.
So
And so after the first shows, the love,
Yeah, first
love
4
sto-
shows.
First 4 shows.
Four nights. We spent 4 nights together. Check that
just
out.
slip
you
on
know,
to the
just
house,
like that.
sleep on the bed and everything.
Yeah,
Wow.
It was very innocent.
And it was no sex, just
Yeah.
And that's
made a
beautiful.
promise.
That's the most beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Became friends.
We've been
and
together ever since.
Yeah, man.
gelled with the
Yes.
music.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
wow. So you heard that. It can work, guys.
It
It can
can.
work. It can work. So that's the glue. That's some of the glue.
Yeah, man.
That's
Yes.
some of the glue.
Yes.
So then after all that, the music was still coming, and then the kids came,
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
that threw in another.
That's
Yeah.
one. That's one boy.
Just one. Then the kids came, and then that threw in another ingredient into the
He grew up
cycle,
right into the music.
right into the
Yeah,
music.
He's an engineer right now. He worked with you the other day. Yeah.
So
Wow.
let me ask you something. In your sense, when y'all be playing, right, the reggae, because we know y'all do the reggae, do you ever kick some of them little go-go beats up in there?
Heck yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, because like I told you, I got to still
Yeah.
sit back and listen to,
I
yeah.
have a song that has a go-go influence called
That might have been the
Never
one
Let
that
Go.
I liked.
Never
Never
Let
Let
Go.
Go.
It has a
Never Let
rapper
Go.
on it.
Okay.
My steps
It's
on
called
it.
what now?
What, never,
Never Let
Never
Go.
Let Go.
Okay.
Yeah.
It has that go-go influence.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So,
Because that's
So-
actually where I come from, the background. of
Right.
Go-go,
Oh, okay.
because I got a friend,
Jamaican reggae.
Right. And you're this
my,
is
my son went to school
Right,
with,
okay.
when you was telling me about Pleasure, my son went to school with this, the lead rappers of Pleasures. It was his mother. And,
Michelle.
yeah, I think so. I don't remember her name, but
Michelle.
Bud was the father. That's him. Yes, but he write and he sing. He real gifted. I mean,
Really?
when I say gifted, he gifted. He just need to get with the right people. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Wow.
Awesome. You see
So, yeah.
that?
See, never knew.
They made, they made
Yeah.
a musician.
They made enough musicians.
They
Wow.
keep going on, they keep growing.
And growing and growing. Exactly.
I held back a little bit. My first instrument was drums, and I actually got thrown into the drums under fire. I was up under one of my godbrothers. He was a musician, had a band, and I just love music. I grew up around music. I have a story I'll share another time. But so I was around this band, and they got a gig, and they didn't have a drummer. Now I'm already sitting in all of their rehearsals. He said, "Okay, get on the drums. I'm gonna show you how." So because he had the drums, and then next thing I know, we got a set of drums. My brother went on to play drums, so that was my first instrument. But and I'm taking drum lessons now, so I'm
No
going
way.
back to it. Right now, I'm just banging on the congos a little bit. So in rehearsal, I'll keep beat, and that's what I'm figuring. I may be more of a full percussionist now
Yeah.
versus just doing the drums, which is what I started with. I love it. I'm always tapping on stuff.
Right.
But and I never thought about the synchronization of singing and drumming, but I'm not trying that yet.
It's a gift.
I
It's
always
a gift.
I always
because
done it
doing the
because
tambourine and the maracas when you sing,
Right.
you have to concentrate to do that.
But this what I learned even on that, what you saying that, you had some people, it seemed like that, and then some people stuff come to natural. I seen this little boy on YouTube, he looked like he was like about 6, no more than 7. And he was playing classical music like it wasn't nothing. You know?
Yes,
So
And it's like
Yeah,
it's just like
you know?
food to you. You know, if it feels the need of feeding that yearn for whatever desire that's inside of you, it's gonna pick it up regardless.
Yeah.
Just like, you know, how I came over there when we was in rehearsal,
Yeah.
how Billy was getting kind of looking at me like, Kim, now she trying to go over there on the Congos,
Yeah.
you know, because I mean it's just whatever you feel.
yeah,
you know
you
what I'm saying?
multi-talented. You just don't lock yourself into a box.
No, you don't. You don't. Because I did that all these years. I never thought.
I'm sorry.
Oh no,
That's
that's
it right
another
there?
song.
That's the
sorry.
Go Go
Don't let it
That's the
go.
Go Go
Okay,
Floyd
this
said,
is
I
Don't Let
played
Go.
Never let go.
Never let go.
That's the
I
one I
played
taped.
and
He was
sang.
singing too.
So you from
Queen Malcolm this is her singing and playing the drums.
Sorry.
no problem.
No.
Beautiful. Bring it out. Okay.
There you go.
Yeah.
Let me sing a little bit for you.
Come up close to that mic.
I'll never, ever let go. Whenever you around me, baby, I just get this feeling, wonderful feeling. And it feels so good to me.
That's right.
It just blows my mind now.
Yeah.
All the time, won't you listen, boy? I'll never, ever let go. Never let him go. I'll never,
Y'all hear that, ladies?
ever let go. Can't let go. I'll never, ever let go. Never let him go. I'll never, ever let go. Check out my rapper.
Now you more than my girl, ma. You my confidant. I got you everything you need. What is it that you want? Anything for you, ma, cause you a perfect fit. 5'6", Caribbean mix, fat hips and soft lips. My kind of chick, sexy plus intelligent. Don't worry about what I did in the past, cause it's irrelevant. Never let me go. Hold on to me with your tightest squeeze. I'll never let you go till I'm resting in peace.
All the good things in the vibe. Oh yeah, you were always there for me, baby, to give me your hands. And I don't know how long this will last. Oh no, the love I have for you, London, it shows for pride. Ooh yeah, I'll never, ever let go. I'll never, ever let go. Can't let go. I'll never, ever let go. It's a little something, something.
Yeah, it's nice. So when you wrote that, right, I already know what your inspiration was.
First met, we both struck like matches. Learned about each
And
other's
that's your
past.
son there?
Had a few laughs, made plans for the future, cause we knew it would last. We cruise the streets at night like Bonnie and Clyde.
Well, we
Now you know
adapted
another
it.
girl that's
We
down to
have one,
ride,
but
down
we
to
adapted
ball,
this one.
down for
We
it
grew
all,
up with my
but
son,
even
so
better.
it
She
become
was
like
the one,
brother to my
yeah, for
son.
my worst downfall. Let's go.
Big love.
Never Let Go. Paul Malcolm and Queen Malcolm, and it's on the Signs and Wonder CD.
Oh yeah, you did say that.
Well, I'm gonna buy you a ticket. A ticket
Well, that's a party
so
rocker right there.
You
Yeah, coming out them big speakers.
You can hear the go by influence in the drums.
Yeah.
Not cowbell. What do you call it? The block.
Yeah, she got two little blocks up there she be hitting. Yeah. And that guitar player, did he play with y'all all the time? Or he just y'all get different guitar players? He's like that. And the video that I seen, y'all was actually, it was a lady. Y'all was doing an interview.
Basically. Oh, John. Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we've had several.
Man, I never have to worry about her creeping. Cause baby
Yeah,
boy was so true.
because
She more faithful than a pastor preaching.
y'all
She's
rock
the
it,
damn
the
breathing.
keyboard
She stay
bass
when I'm
line.
sleeping. She don't need
A
no
lot of
wake,
times
she
you don't
don't
really need the
mind
bass
when we
player,
get
but y'all pull it off.
speaking, they come from the heart. Without my baby by my side, I think I'm lost in the dark. Let me show you what I mean. Take this walk with me. Let me hear you say something sweet. Come here, talk to me, girl.
And that was good to combine those two genres together, as well as the undertone of the percussion.
And for the rapper to come in. That was very creative. Thank you, Queen. That is so beautiful. Never let it go. Sound like some stuff doing better right going reggae style.
Yes.
That's what it sound like. You know, she give you some knowledge. You know, look here. Never let go. You know, never letting go. So, yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. So, what was the inspiration behind that? You know, you said you was mixing the flavors because your nativeness is here and you thought about it. So, what was really, really inspiring?
Basically, I was, as my background's from go-go, funk, jazz, a little hip hop. So I was just trying to get a mix, that song, mixing it with some reggae to see, how we pull it off. I was always had that influence, playing the reggae and the go-go. So we tried it and it worked out. Right. Before I even recorded that song, we were actually doing it live.
Oh, okay. And I know they was partying off it all the time.
I said, well, I'm gonna record it, so
right.
And it took off.
Okay.
Accepted it.
Okay.
That was wonderful.
There's another version with that on it with my brothers actually playing congos.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
It's on there? I'm for that.
That's more go-go.
That's more of the go-go version.
Okay.
Yes.
This is like a redone thing.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, like I said, once again, and we appreciate you guys dropping in. And we're going to put a music break on and go out here and let you guys enjoy the rest of your family and the rest of this Saturday and take some pictures. And then we'll come back and Mother Love will finish off with her little information of some knowledge she wants to end the show with. So we'll be right back.
You know you're iron place. Ba-rum, pum, ba-dum, ba-rum, pum, 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 pum. Ba-dum, pum, 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 yeah, y'all know y'all like that. Wine, just wine, slow wine. We live in stress-free. Like ba-rum, pum, roll it off your tongue and feel it in your bum and move your waist. Feel it in your chest and do your wine place. Ba-rum, pum, pum, ba-rum, pum, 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 pum. Like ba-rum, pum. Roll it off your tongue and feel it in your bum and move your waist. Feel it in your chest and in your wine place. Ba-rum, pum, pum, ba-rum, pum, 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 pum. Songs, listen, they make you feel real, real good. Make you feel it in your chest. Man, you know what I'm talking about. Make you wanna bop, 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 bop. Yeah, I ain't heard one of those records in a while. But bum 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 bum. I make my own money and I pay my own bills. Swag the like drip, drip, drip for the thrill, yeah. You know that's what we do. Yeah, yeah. Just trying to have some fun. Yeah. We chillin' in the sun. Just wanna live my life, not worry about nothing done. Let's dance the pain away. Thankful for a brand new day. When you hit the beat, just move your feet. Turn it up all in your speaker. Jump, play it real loud, jump in the crowd and make the whole world feel you. Down, 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 and roll round, 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 round. Like a rum pum, roll it off your tongue and feel it in your bum and move your waist. Feel it in your chest and in your wine and place. But rum pum, 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 pum. reggae.
Reclaiming my time.
Yeah. Not worry about the hater. Just trying to stack my paper. When you get to talking reckless, bye-bye, I see you later. Let's dance the pain away. Thankful for a brand new day. I'm living free, my past is gone, my future's looking bright. I'm getting it, my song is on and gets me feeling right. Down, 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 and roll round, 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 round. Like a rum-pum, roll it off your tongue and feel it in your bum and move your waist. Feel it in your chest and in your whining place. But I'm pum, pum, but I'm pum, 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 pum. Like a rum-pum, roll it off your tongue and feel it in your bum and move your waist. Feel it in your chest and in your whining place. But I'm pum, pum, but I'm pum, 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 pum.
But I'm pum. Yeah, y'all know y'all like that. Wine, just wine, slow wine. We live in stress
Like
free.
a rum-pum, roll it off your tongue and feel it in your bum and move your waist. Feel it in your chest and in your whining place. But I'm pum, pum, but I'm pum, 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 pum. Like a rum-pum, roll it off your tongue and feel it in your bum and move your waist. Feel it in your chest and in your whining place. But I'm pum, pum, but I'm pum, 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 pum.
Is this thing on? I always been a really, really nice girl. That nice girl never had the life, girl. Always getting played to the left, until I got right with myself. They always told me that I couldn't do it, but I kept my faith and I got through it. I bossed it on up, got a real Ford tough. I had to change the game up, had to get my weight up. Change my level, had to change my level. Had to switch it up, had to go for something better. Change my level, had to change my level. Had to switch it up, had to go for something better. Woo! I was doing bad, but now I'm doing better. I ain't have the time, I can put you on my schedule. Had to cut you off, had to stack up my cheddar. Get on my level, get on my level. Said I was doing bad, but now I'm doing better. I ain't have the time, I can put you on my schedule. I had to cut you off, had to stack up my cheddar. Get on my level, get on my level.
Never up, bezel up, like you never seen it coming up.
Thank you for that music break. I'm glad you enjoyed it. This is where we at. We're at the last 14 minutes. Brother Whitney scored out Mr. and Mrs. Malcolm, the reggae positive vibration band sensation. I'm sure you guys enjoyed the history, the knowledge of the business and everything that was given within that interview. And they will be back. Hopefully, I encourage King Malcolm to start his book. He said he has been writing down some things, but hopefully we'll have him back and they'll be able to talk about his book and all that he was starting to jot down scriptures he was talking about. So, King and Queen of Malcolm, the drummer, the queen is the drummer and singer. The husband is the manager, creator, and also he sings as well, as you heard the music. And like I said, please look them up on YouTube. Call Malcolm. His whole genre of music comes up with his wife as a side, along with some other band members and their son, who is the producer and engineering of their music. And they've done a lot of everything within their family unit. So that's a beautiful thing, and you can hear it and feel it in the music. You really can. So please check them out. Like I said, YouTube, Call Malcolm on YouTube. At YouTube, you can pull up their music. And also, you see their interviews, too. Like she said, they just came back from London, and it's an exclusive interview on there as well. You can watch as well. And with that being said, sister, Mother Love wants to give you some words from her love, art, and wellness.
Thank you, Queen Sister. So I had come across a couple pieces of information this week that I wanted to share about. I know you're familiar with Empire. Well, Terrence Howard, who is in Empire, I saw the episode. He came in disguise. Apparently, he's on the run, and he came in with dreads, and he had a geode crystal on his neck.
This is the new season?
It just came on this past Tuesday.
Okay.
And so I saw something come up where he was at the Emmys, and he had actually he spouted off a bit of knowledge in reference to the Pythagoras theorem and the flower of life. And so he apparently has been doing some research for about 45 years. He did a interview slash I want to say just an interview, let's say that, at Oxford University, and he was soliciting them to do some research for him because he had found, and I'm not sure of his discoveries, but he says that he has discovered the secret to the flower of life, which is something that has been sought and researched for, I want to say, since, we as Homo sapiens were in existence. We have been trying to find out, like, what's in the spaces. Like, is there a straight line? Because it looks to us from the untrained eye, or the unsensitive person, that there is just space between me and this wall. But between me and this wall is a lot of atoms and molecules that are unseen by or undetected by certain of our sensitivities. Like, I can hear the music, so that's in the air.
Right.
But I don't see it.
Because it travels, like sound, light, all that travels.
And so there's a void of information that we're not receiving and or tuning into.
Right.
So if once we have the full spectrum of, or a bigger spectrum, or a broader sensitivity to the spectrum, then we're able to tune into what's in the void or in the spaces, and it would no longer be called a void. It can be called the blackness, the black hole, the vortex. It can be considered or called many names, but what it truly is yet still being discovered. And so with what Terrence Howard had presented, he showed the flower of life, and he showed that, it on the petals, that the petals don't seem to be, there's no straight line in that whole configuration. Like, if you try to make your way across it, because they say the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line, but when you stand still on the earth, you're still not going in a straight line. You're still going to be traveling in a spherical manner.
The flower that he was describing, the petals, you said they were not in no type of order. They are
in an order. They're in a geographic. It's a part of sacred science, sacred geometry, sacred mathematics.
I'm just trying to make sure everybody stay with you. So you're saying that he was talking about this flower, and you were saying there's no type of description or connection to the flower, and then you said there's a line that it was no connecting. So that's what I just was trying to recap.
I believe Da Vinci and various others, including Pythagoras, they were interpreting that the shortest distance between this side to that side would be a straight line.
Okay, and you said with two.
But everything is circular.
Right.
Vibrations are waves like this.
Okay.
So that includes the light waves, the sound waves, the microwaves, any waves, water waves. They are up and down.
Right.
There's no straight placidness.
Right. No, but you were saying there's a straight line of the 2-inch thingy. You was just saying you said it's like 2 inches away from that line, or the degree of line from one. That's what I was trying to say.
I was just saying that it's just not. It's everything moves in a rhythm. Everything has a vibration. Everything has a wave pattern. Okay. I believe there's 2 different types of waves, but right now the second set of waves is not coming to me. But just to say that they're not straight.
Okay.
And so that's what science has been presenting to us. Math has been presenting to us. 1 + 1 = 2. Well, in real life, 1 + 1, one human plus another human equals 3. That's going to be a third. So I raised the question, in addition to what he's speaking on, which is that 1 + 1 is still just 1, because 1 is the integer of itself.
Right.
There's no other. It only
Can't
emulates
be formed,
whatever
nothing
else.
Right.
Right. So,
So
but
Terrence was saying to this flower of life, he was saying
he
that,
said he discovered the secret to the flower of life.
and this was part of his role when Empire started. This was at the Emmys.
At the Emmys, he came out and he spoke because they asked, because he's getting a star on the Walk of Fame or something. He's like, well, how can I do that if I don't have an Emmy? And then he spouted out all this other knowledge about the 1 + 1 and so on and so on. So it became kind of they made a joke about him, like his information wasn't, but then he took it to Oxford. This was back in October. That he had a talk, like a TED Talk type of thing, on what his discoveries were, and he offered to them to invest. And I don't know if maybe he was going to pay them. I don't know, but he wants them to investigate his discoveries and take them seriously.
Wow.
So I was amazed, and apparently he's getting out of acting. And he sounds different than what he did back before
he done woke up some
discoveries.
more since all that stuff came out.
He's
with
at
his
peace. He's calm.
You say he got the dreads now.
Well, on the show they painted him like that, and I think that's because they're showing you that this is his evolution sort of period type thing. Because he's leaving saying that he's going on to discover things. He's like, why would I want to?
Well, he always been a type of naturalist, guruist type of personal person
into
anyway.
Music as an artist.
Because he played all instruments. He know how to play all instruments. And he's always been a personal spirit. I don't care what movie he played in. You would see him give off himself. He would never totally adopt to the role. He will always add some of his personal self, like in The Best Man. You saw how he was smoking the cannabis. He was wearing the long Chinese velvet shirts.
Kind of like Hugh Hefner.
Yeah, he had like this. He had like the scarves around it, the Hindu scarves around his head.
I see what you're saying.
You know what I'm
I didn't
saying?
see it.
So yeah, he was like really representing his spiritual side in those movies. A lot of movies he played. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, he said, "Why play Jesus when I can walk on water?" So he has such a calm spirit now. I see the change. I hear it in his voice. You can see it in his aura that he is no longer. He doesn't have the same energy that he used to have.
The persona that he used to put on when he used to be in front of the camera. Talk to Terrence Howard. She said she's seen him at the Emmys and for the new season for Empire.
I didn't send it to you. I might have sent it to you.
Yeah, and she was showing how he had spoke about the new flower of life. And
not the new, but he's made some new discoveries.
New discoveries of this flower of life that he's going to get the scientists. He wants to pay them
Oxford.
or something to start a new study, the research of his discoveries.
A lot of them, celebrities.
Like Kanye West, he got his own church, you know.
When you got money,
and they all them wear the same colors and same type of potato bags. They be on this mountain praising to the rocks or something.
You can when you got money, you got access to knowledge and stuff that a lot of times the regular
it's
people
not
don't
available
have.
to.
Right.
Like even Samuel Jackson, he a vegan now.
He's the new voice of Siri, I heard.
He is.
Yeah, Samuel L. Jackson.
But yeah, so I don't be surprised, and then a lot of times when you can reach, when you so-called star, and you got people following, you can open up eyes to more people than just regular people.
Well, that reminds me of the second excerpt I want to talk about, or whatever. Dame Dash Studios is hosting a training session October 12th and 13th with one of the gentlemen. I think I played his music. We didn't have the rights, but we wanted to allow some folks to hear the music of this brother called Billy Carson, who was a black astronaut. So this black astronaut has his own music label, has his own artist.
Yeah, he played some of that before.
Yes.
Remember when they shut it down? But
and he's got meditations. He does all this research. He's got this book called the Compendium of the Emerald Tablets. So he explains and deciphers it for you so you can glean some knowledge from that. But so Dame Dash is having this training session at his studios in California in 2 weeks. And so, they're teaming up and joining forces to get that information out there because, Dame Dash has the exposure. And then, so Billy's
But I've been seeing Dame Dash pop up a lot lately on like inspirational enlightenment station channel.
Same as
and so he's
same
in the
as
Gaia
Russell
and Simmons, yes.
Russell
A lot of them,
Simmons.
even like I
yes.
say, Nas, he got that song out. I like it. You know.
Now the girl that
Oh,
reached
No
out to me,
Negativity.
that's the new member of In Vogue. She
Yeah.
has her thing now on. She called herself the Miss Original.
But remember what I told you? This is what you
MV.
got to do. You got some people out there that's sincere about it, and then when they see the shift, you got some people that's looking at it for the money aspect. But the good part about it is they can try to get in it for the money aspect, and they can actually become enlightened and wake it up. You know what I mean? Because just like you say, they got these. They selling these now that.
Five
and
Below.
Below. So everybody know a shift taking place.
And
So-
Mother Love was in there the other day, just
Oh my gosh, they had
ooh
the,
and ah, she
yeah,
couldn't
they had the
believe
chakra
she had me on the
candles,
phone.
They had the sage, they had the
They got
palmetto
a whole
sticks.
little
The whole
department,
little
Yes,
section.
I was so amazed. I was so happy
So
that
you
you
can
could
get your
find
knowledge
those
up.
things that easy.
And you get
We
your
on
life
video
up,
at
your
W-
levels up. You heard the brother, like we said, every
2GO
time.
Radio.
Every time someone guests come in here, even though it be about one thing, music, cooks, books, or whatever, we always touch bases on the spirit side. Like
Yes.
the brother said,
Yeah, we
you got to
stirred
get your
up.
levels up, and he got his levels. He set a level for his family, and look where they are. They done toured all over England, all across the world, without no one else's money but their own.
Yeah.
So it could be done.
And he
All you
said
gotta- if it's written,
he just-
it could be done.
He lived it and he put it in music.
That's
And
right.
when I asked him, you know, how do you get your context? He say, put it on what we been saying. Do your
Write it
video,
down.
your songs, and you put it where people can see it. And if it's good, it's
Somebody
gonna
going
come
to
to
you,
you.
right?
See what
It's
I'm
gonna
saying?
come to you,
And
right?
that comes from
and nobody
shows,
can
too.
stop that.
Yeah.
And
When you
nobody
have
can
a
stop
show,
it.
That's he also said when he does. He said when I go out, I play. They ask me to come back and do. You know.
Yeah.
So now the networking at the if you do a good performance,
Yeah.
somebody's gonna give you their card or whisper in your ear or say, I'm
yeah.
gonna write that down for my next event.
And that
You
actually,
know.
that's how it's always been until the so-called powers that be got into it, and then they get you. First, they just wanted your talent, right? And then they got so wicked with it, they want your soul now.
Yeah.
Your talent ain't enough.
That's
So
what
now we flipping it and we going back to the old way.
taking my
And, yeah.
souls back, keeping our souls to
With that being
ourselves.
said, I hope you guys were informed and in tune and acknowledged. So, 2GO, with the next episode, we the true honor under the God. Next episode. Peace, love, and respect.
One love and wellness.
2GO.
You like grasshopper.
Never stop,
Love
won't stop.
cathartic was wellness. See you next week.
Yeah, that's gonna be my little saying, Kim. Like you got that. Don't sleep. I'll be telling people. You know where I got it from. I don't know if you know.